Alright, so welcome to CDC Season 4. Now, if you graduated preschool, you might realize that there's a number missing between Season 2 and 4, and you would be right, because I did not upload weekly videos for Season 3. Rather, I'm planning on doing a longer video recapping that entire season. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it's relevant to why I'm playing in Season 4. Because at the end of Season 3, I was very stressed. I don't want to say I didn't have fun, because I did, but at the end I wanted to lose, kind of thing, so I could stop playing. Not that I didn't try those last few weeks. I always tried every week, but I wanted to lose, because I just didn't want to play anymore. And after the season finished, I felt like it was because of draft burnout, and I was burnt out on draft, so I didn't sign up for Season 4. And then Season 4 starts, and I'm like, shit. It wasn't burnout of draft, it was more my mindset to draft. Which, this season, I'm going to change. This is a much more relaxed season for me, where I'm just going to be having fun. That's literally all I'm here to do. And it's relevant for Season 4 because I said I didn't sign up, but I'm playing in Season 4. So you might be wondering, well, why are you playing if you didn't sign up? Well, there was a replacement needed in the new Victini division, which, as you can tell by your screen, is a Wi-Fi division. And I said, fuck it, we ball. So I joined. And here I am, playing Wi-Fi. Never done that. And as you can also tell, I don't have a capture card, so you're getting beautiful laptop face cam quality footage. Which honestly kind of surprised me with, it's not complete ass, it's actually fine. But yeah, as you can tell, this is post-com, because I was not doing live com, I'm sorry. And like I said, I've never played Wi-Fi, and this season was to be more relaxed. I didn't draft my own team. Yeah, I'm a replacement. Right, I didn't draft my own team. I have never played Wi-Fi, and I was going into this more relaxed. Which is why I find it very funny that my first opponent is Zomb. Uh-oh. Now, thing about Zomb, crazy player, very good. So, going into this battle, I had no expectations to win. My main goal was literally to just make it a 5-0 or better. Because last time I played Zomb, I got 6-0'd, and it was a massacre, it was very sad, and I just wanted to show improvement. And that was the main goal going into the match. And I'm not going to do a team builder, this is already a long-winded intro, so I'll just talk about the sets as they appear, and then we can just have a nice little chat during the game. Alright, I'll see you on team preview. Alright, so on team preview, I was feeling very okay. These were all mons that I had expected. Only real issue was Mesprit over the Galarian Wheezing, which I kind of wanted to see because of some strats that I had going into this game. But as you can see, I brought Valiant, Yuxi, Weavile, Ampharos, Donphan, and Hydrapple. I don't know, it's kind of just a mismatch of mons I wanted to use and mons I thought were good in this matchup. And yes, now we're just waiting for Zomb to pick their lead. I was very sure about my lead, it was always going to be Ampharos, as I can just Terra, which makes me better to the Drago, and then I have an extremely free Volt Switch after that. And now we're ready to start. Right, so Zomb just leads the Cinderace, which I'm very okay with, as honestly that's the best lead. So Ampharos once again comes out. I'm using an Assault Vest set, mainly just to be able to take all just random special moves, specifically from Greninja, as I've already mentioned, the Regidrago, and Zapdos pre-Terra. But I'm just going to Terra immediately because I find the Regidrago as a more offensive threat than Zapdos. Speaking of, here's the bird, and I just get to Terra, It's my first Terra in Wi-Fi. Very cool indeed, yes. Ampharos gets a funny hat. I like Ampharos with funny hat. Yes. Great commentary, I know. Thank you. Anyways, we're gonna Volt Switch really quickly. Based on that damage, I'm guessing... I was pretty sure it was a special defensive Zapdos. And I'm pretty sure I sit here calking because I wanted to go Yuxi and just set up a Wonder Room. Spoilers, I have a Wonder Room Yuxi. Instead I sit here calking for a bit about my Weavile's damage if I kill with an Icicle Crash. And I find out that I do in a couple of seconds, hopefully. Could probably just skip forward a bit. Maybe I'll just cut some editing. So I finally realized that Weavile kills, so I just decided to go straight into it and click the funny ice button. Now Weavile is scarfed in order to outspeed a Zamazenta, as well as a Balbon boosted Greninja, and a Choice Scarf Regidrago. And I can just click mainly Brick Break into both the Zamazenta and the Greninja, and then Icicle Crash for the Regidrago, but if it terras, I can always click Brick Break into that as well. Other than that, I have Knockoff for just great. I mean, Knockoff is a great move, as well as being stabbed, it's strong. And then I have Ice Shard for priority, because I want a lot of priority on this team. Again, to deal with the potential Greninja that can go super fast with the old Balbon boost. And now we sit here waiting for a bit until my opponent decides to click their move, and there's not a lot to talk about, so enjoy the background music, yes? But now something has happened, so you don't get to enjoy it too much, I'm so sorry. Anyways, so the Zamazenta comes in, and I'm very okay with this, because one, I've wasted their Dauntless Shield, and I've also dealt a decent amount of chip. And every bit of chip on Zamazenta was very important to me this game, as it allowed my Valiant to sweep in the endgame. And now I just go into Hydrapple because, you know, it's my Hydrapple, it is my Zamazenta switch in, it's the only reason Hydrapple's on the team. So just come in on the Zamazenta, threaten it with an Earth Power, or if they trying to set up, I can use Dragon Tail. As well as rounding off the set with a Recover, and Heavy Slam for that Wheezing that didn't come. And, I mean, at this point in the battle, I was feeling pretty okay. I had momentum, I felt, and they do a great double straight back into their Zapdos. Nope, I'm joking, into that Regidrago. And I was like, I don't mind. Even a Terra Steel Terra Blast would not do significant damage to Ampharos. It would do about 30%, which, I mean, it's not preferable, but it's also not terrible. So it's a very free switch into Ampharos, and I can always pivot in with Volt Switch afterwards, or I can start Threaten Paralyses with Discharge. My cat has joined me for a cameo appearance. Hello cat. Meow meow. I'm now petting my cat as you're watching a Regidrago Terra. Life is perfect. Anyways, they're clicking Terra Blast, and I'm thinking, how much is this gonna do? The answer is very little. It does about, quick maths, 67. Right? No. Absolutely not 67, 57. I think. Yes, no? 67. I was right the first time. Quick maths. Anyways, I decide to discharge this turn as I was pretty much... I was very sure that the Drago was going to be a Scarf, because it's a Drago, right? So I just click discharge, because if I power this thing, it's great. Opens me up for the endgame, as well as just being more damage that I need for the Valiant sweep in the endgame. And now I've done my damage enough for my Volt Switch to put in Valiant range, and I also don't want to take a necessary chip on my Ampharos. Luckily for me, they switch, which again is going to give me momentum, and they go back into their Zapdos, which is another mon I need to be chipped down for my Valiant, especially considering that they are special defensive. And now they're sitting at around 60%, and I think, well, we've just pretty much done an entire loop now. We've ended back up with Ampharos volt switching these Zapdos, and I feel like I came out of this little loop that we did favorably. So I'm essentially, by going to Weavile here, I'm telling Zomb, I'm fine to do this again. We can do this whole dance one more time. I'm completely fine with that because I feel like I'm making more progress than you are. So that's exactly what I do. Ice Cold Crash on the Zapdos once again. I don't feel the need to predict anything yet, as every piece of chip I'm getting on that Zamazenta, as it's the most likely to switch in, is going to be very favorable for me in the end game. So that is very cool. Here comes the Zamazenta, the dog woof woof, and Ice Cold Crash is still chunking it down, looking at about 75% there, I'd say. Once again, Hydrapple is my switch in. We're doing the exact same terms that we did previously at this point. And, you know, I'm fine with that. Like I've said, I'm chilling, I'm having a good time. And before I went into this battle, I was very stressed. At this point, I was much more relaxed. Not that it was easy, not that I thought I was going to win, or that I even was in a winning position, more just I felt like I'd gotten into the groove and I was just having fun. It's fun to watch little Weavile click Icicle Crash. Very fun. You should try it sometime. But here I get to bring in my Hydrapple, who takes pretty much exactly 33% from that Heavy Slam. And here I just go for the Earth Power, because if I get this Earth Power off, I get to chip this thing very much into Valiant range, and that's great for me in the end game. Once again, that's what I'm going for. So it's the third time I've said it. I hope you've understood my game plan at this point. However, if they ready me or not, I don't know. Nonetheless, Zapdos here is an amazing play. And remember what I just said about me suddenly feeling much more comfortable in this game? Well, forget it, because I'm misremembering the game. So, I just bring in Ampharos here as I see it as having probably the least amount of value on my team currently due to its not great amount of health remaining, but it also threatens the Zapdos with discharges, volt switches, whatever it may be. I just look at their team and I'm thinking, do I want to power something? And I'm thinking either volt switch or discharge. You can see I'm playing it up for the camera there, what I want to do. And I actually don't know what I do here. I don't remember. Pretty sure I discharge. Hello? Make a decision, please. You are on a timer. Look, 30 seconds. Click the button. There you go. What a great player. So I decide to stay in because I feel like prioritizing the chip on Zapdos is more important than the life and safety of my Ampharos. This time they're either going to switch or they're going to discharge again, or Thunderbolt, sorry, and I get to Volt on that, keep it low, bring in my Weavile once again, and just do another round in a cycle. Because again, I feel like I'm making progress. They decide to Hurricane this time instead of Thunderbolt to get more damage off. I was hoping I didn't get confused, which luckily I didn't. And now they're back in, I mean, they've always been in Weavile range. But they're now, especially in Weavile range. I hate saying that Pokemon's name, it's terrible for me. But anyways, it's back in range, and I am saying, want to do one more spin cycle. We need to make sure that this is very clean, that our clothes are clean. We're doing another cycle in the washing machine. So, I mean, I think at this point I'm calculating if knockoff kills, because I just want to make sure that they can't bring in Sentries safely, or any other pocket monster that may want to take an Icicle Crash. For example, Greninja would come in pretty freely on my guy right now. I calculate, and since I know it's special defensive, I see that knockoff would kill there. So I just decided to go for that, as they still go into Zamazenta. Difference between clicking knockoff and Icicle Crash is massive, and I end up doing pretty much the same amount of damage as I would with an Icicle Crash. Now, due to Regenerator, Hydrapple is back up to max HP, and I'm just gonna go back into it. Like, this was a very cyclical game, I'll be honest, but it wasn't a slow game, but it was very cyclical, and we're just making repeated moves, trying to make progress on one another with small predictions intertwined here and there to try and catch the other off guard and make more significant progress in it. So it was a very methodical game. So I'm trying to get in less words than I just used. And I like slow methodical games. I think they allow for more strategy, they're less luck reliant, right? There's always going to be luck in Pokemon, but slow methodical games, they usually benefit the person who's playing to avoid the luck, which is what I was trying to do here. You're gonna, some spoilers maybe, but you're gonna see later that maybe I don't always do the most logical play, but hey. Once again, I'm back in the do I want a Dragon Tail or Earth Power situation. Here I'm just gonna go for a Dragon Tail, because I don't think Zamazenta has any business staying in on Hydrapple at this, when both of these mons are this amount of HP, and Zamazenta is a very critical point at this point where it's just out of range of an Aura Sphere, but yeah, it's just out of range of an Aura Sphere, and my Hydrapple can be killed. So I Dragon Tail this time as I go into Regidrago. Incredible play, genuinely great play, and at this point I'm thinking way too risky for you to lock in a Dragon move, like Dragon Energy, and Brain Blast, the Yuxi over here, is very specially defensive, so I'm good to bring it in. Now, as I've said, specially defensive Yuxi with Psychic Noise, U-Turn, Stealth Rock, and Wonder Room. Wonder Room was for the Guizing that didn't come, as if I Wonder Room and then U-Turn into my Dawn Fan, a physically defensive Guizing would take around 80% from an Iron Head, as Wonder Room swaps the raw defense and special defense stats. Oh, the pocket monsters for 5 turns, as well as obviously weakening the Guizing for Dawnfan Ironhead. It will also make Dawnfan's naturally good physical defense, good special defense, which would actually allow Dawnfan to live a Life Orb Surf from Greninja from full HP, and then revenge it with an Earthquake. So it was sort of built to be like a haha I gotcha type of moment, but it works way worse with Guizing not being there. Anyways, back to the actual game. Terra Blast did 48% after leftover, 48 damage after leftovers. So I felt very safe just clicking a U-turn here. I would get momentum. If I had to reveal one of my Scarf Mons, that's fine. Because I mean, I would still make progress, right? So I U-turn on the old Zapdos. Incredibly original play from the old me there, as you can tell. Yes. And I don't remember what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking of predicting a Zamazenta and just clicking Brick Break at this point. Maybe not. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I just lock an Ice Cold Crush again, as they once again make the play into Zamazenta. So at any point I could have just clicked Brick Break and made suddenly a lot more progress, but like I said, this game was a game of long methodical strategies with some small predictions here and there to try and catch the other person off guard to make significant progress, and I was just not ready to start doing that yet. I felt very comfortable in the position I was in, but just slowly chipping away at their team. Here they make a double back into their Greninja, which is a very low risk play because you're baiting out my Hydrapple, which you have Ice Beam for, and even if I stay in and click Ice Cold Crash again for some ungodly reason, you resist it and you're good. So that was a great play from Zomb, and I'm in a bit of a pickle because my main especially defensive mon in Ampharos is very weak, and it takes this Ice Beam, which is great, chips down the Greninja with its Life Orb, confirms the item, and here I just click Volt Switch, right? It's going to kill, most likely, if I for some reason live, or if they don't kill me. That's the same thing. Good job. But if they do kill me, they're gonna have to take another 10% and activate their Battle Bond, which I have a lot of Scarfers for, and priority as well. So while we're waiting, I'll tell you what. Oh, no, never mind. I'll save the story for later. So Ampharos goes down. Like I've said, they're gonna take Chip. Goodbye, Ampharos. Bye bye. That was the first death of the game at turn, I don't know, 20 maybe? And here I'm thinking I could either risk my Weavile on a roll for Brick Break to kill, or I could just go Donphan, who has Sturdy, and kill it, because it can't kill me in one hit because of Sturdy. Only problem here would be if they have War Shuriken, which, to be completely honest, I was not thinking about it in that moment. I was considering their clicking Endeavor because I wasn't sure if Earthquake would kill. But I max attack Adamant. Very offensive Donphan because I was supposed to take advantage of Wonder Room turns, but there ain't no Wonder Room up right now. So I was feeling pretty good right now, and then they hit me with the War Shuriken, and I go, oh, uh-oh. But RNG is my best friend, and Greninja goes down. And you know what that means? I've achieved my goal. It's now a 5-0 if I lose, which, hey, at this point I'm just playing for bragging rights. I've already won in my heart. I'm so happy. Everything is great. Unfortunate for Zomb, definitely, as a triple War Shuriken there would have maybe not made the most amount of progress depending on the next play he would make, because I would just go Weavile and click Brick Break. If he clicks War Shuriken again, then that's probably GG. If he doesn't, then we're in pretty much the same position that we're going to be in right now, because I'm just sacking Donphan off, because I don't want to risk switching into UXC on a massive Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor, or whatever the Drago decides to click. But now I'll tell you that story I was talking about later. So last night I went for a run, and I went to the local docks, or the harbor. I don't know. It's a very small place. Just small boats. I'm being interrupted by my little kitten friend. Anyways, so it's just this small place with boats. I know, crazy that a harbor has boats, but it's just a small place. And so I go there, and then before going back home, I just sit there, kind of relaxing. I just ran and having a good time. And there's this party going on, like right next to the docks in this little community spot place. And they're partying, doing party stuff. And then they pop a champagne bottle at one point, and it goes poof, because it's a champagne bottle. And then I go, oh, okay, very cool. So, and then I turn around, and I see something magical. I see an otter. I've never seen an otter in my life, and I just saw an otter that got spooked by the champagne bottle and just ran right past me. And I was like, oh, that's an otter right there. I love otters, they're so cute. And I saw one, and that was pretty cool. What do you think of my 10 out of 10 storytelling, right? Incredible. I should probably add that the guy popping the champagne bottle told everyone that he shot himself right afterwards. That was kind of sure, man. I love the detail in your party popping. I love the detail. Very good. Anyways, what's happened in the game? Honestly, I don't know. I've been clicking Psychic Noise. They've been clicking Terra Blast. I've been getting the chip I needed for Valiant. That's right. So what do I do here? I'm considering clicking Stealth Rock, but their Cinderace is still alive, so I'm kind of hesitant because I don't want to get core changed and then kind of really hurt by that. As keeping rocks on their side would obviously be great with how much we're switching this game, but I didn't want them to come right back to me because I don't have head removal, and we're switching a lot, and it would be very bad for me to take all that chip, especially since I have no boots except for my Hydrolap. So here I decide to go into Valiant and reveal my Choice Scarf. I just feel it's the safest play to make. I get to bring it in, and as you can see, I am Scarf if I'm a special Valiant with Scarf, just made to click buttons and sweep in the endgame. And I claim my first murder on the cheat that I bought. And now we're at a 4-0. instead of a 5-0s. Now now we're chilling. We're having a good time. And Valiant is in a very good spot here because if you remember, Zapdos is weakened quite a bit, and Zamazenta is almost in range, very close. Cinderace comes in here and it's a threat for sure. Mainly I'm afraid of Gunk Shot as I live a Pyro Ball very comfortably, but they could Gunk Shot and that would be really bad. And I'm looking at my team and I'm going, if they Gunk Shot, I lose. So I'm going to pray no Gunk Shot and just go Hydrapple. That switch right there is a misplay, and we'll get to as to why later. But it's not the greatest play. They Pyro Ball and I'm like, okay, I take that very comfortably. And here, most likely they're going to U-turn. If they didn't Gunk Shot that turn, I'm assuming that they don't have it. They're probably going to want to U-turn into their Zapdos, which is why I click Dragon Tail, because I'm saying, hey, that chip on Zapdos is really important to me winning the endgame. I'm not going to allow you a turn to quick Roost. That was essentially what I was saying in that turn, right there. And as you're going to see, it works out. As there goes Zapdos, and I say bye-bye Zapdos, see you later. And since they have pressure on their Zapdos instead of static, it's very easy for me to make that play and not be afraid of the static paralysis. I'm kind of just praying that they don't bring in a very bad mon for me, and the Zamazenta comes in, which is absolutely the best case possible, because I'm pretty sure I would live a Heavy Slam and be able to get my recover off and put me in a very good spot. I live on 2 HP, which is very unfortunate as that is obviously a roll that Zomb just didn't win, which is too bad, so sad. I get another recover, and now they're probably thinking he's gonna recover again. I'm gonna bring in my Zapdos and finally get my Roost off. And suddenly, I'm saying and quite a lot. Shit happens, and at this point, I suddenly got a lot of confidence, and I said, hey, I'm fine to play the Roost Roulette with you. I have Earth Power, you've got Roost. I'm fine to click buttons with you. I'm staying in. Eventually, I just have to make up my mind first in the battle. Come on, guy, click the battle button. I know you're going to end up doing it anyways. Just click the battle button. Come on, it's 1A+. It's one singular button, press. Oh, I'm calcing stuff. Oh, I think I'm calcing if I live a Hurricane, but I'm pretty sure I do. I don't think I calked it. Anyways, I Earth Power here because I'm saying, hey, this chip on Zapdos is super important for Valiant. I'm not going to allow you to recover that off. I'm fine sacking Hydrapple here to keep that chip. So I Earth Power, and I just say, hey, I'm Earth Powering again. Like, you're not getting that health back. So they Roost once more, and I Earth Power once more, catch them out on that again. And at this point, I'm going, there's no way you're Roosting again. So I very confidently click Dragon Tail there, and it works out. They didn't Roost. The Hurricane bring me down very low, hit the Confusion, and I'm going, please don't hit yourself, no. And it seems like my little Dragon Apple listened, because he didn't hit himself. Hits the Dragon Tail, puts the Zapdos right back into range of Valiant, and brings out a new Pokemon that I can sack my Hydrapple to, and start clicking buttons. As Zamazenta is in Aura Sphere range, Zapdos is in Moonblast range. Oh, actually, I go Yuxi, right, because they brought in Zamazenta once more, and I'm taking this opportunity to heal up my Hydrapple, so I can keep bringing it in on the Zamazenta, and kind of just make it a non-issue. But they click Heavy Slam, and that's going to end up killing me in the next one. And at this point, I was really considering clicking Wonder Rune, because it would have been funny if I got it off. And that is actually the button I'm going to end up clicking. But If you didn't know this about pocket monsters, you see there is this beautiful thing called the speed stat. And you see, what do you think is faster, the little fairy thingy or the dog with the metal on it? I think you might think the wrong answer on this one, yes, because the dog is actually faster than the fairy. So I didn't get to click Wonderroom, no, because the dog is just going to kill me with the heavy slam. Because that's the interesting thing, you see, because it is very fast, but it has a big metal on it that make it very heavy, and then heavy slam is actually just going to kill me right there and then. Very, very unfortunate, I know. Alright. With that being said and done, I bring back in Hydro Apple, which okay. I think I would have just gone Zapdos if I was playing right now. No, Zapdos. Valiant. If I was playing it right now and just click the funny button with the Aura Sphere. Because if they switch in Zapdos, I was gonna take that anyways. Let's not live in the past. Let's look at the past and go, Pocket Monster. And I'm pretty sure I just click the good old recover here. Or I click Dragon Tail. I don't actually remember. I didn't watch it. I click Dragon Tail. Which is nice. They bring in Mesprit. I bring out Mesprit. We're cool. We're having a good old time playing Pocket Monsters. Zapdos comes back in and I'm going, that's not great. I would have liked to see something else. Just like they can honestly kill Hydro Apples, I can bring in my attackers and make some progress. But once again, I'm saying, I'm not gonna let the Zapdos heal. I'm clicking Earth Power, they click Hurricane, they miss, which is unfortunate for them. Because that gave me a moment to think, and I'm going, oh yeah, Weavile doesn't die to a Hurricane, does it? And even if you do click Roost, you're still in Icicle Crush range. So instead of sitting here risking the life of my little apple lad, I should just go into Weavile and click the very safe button. But that is what you would think I would do, isn't it? Click the very safe button, the Icicle Crush, put things in range and be very curious. No, you are mistaken, my friend. You are wrong. For I am clicking Le Brick Break. Because I'm finally, at like the 7th time we're in this situation, I'm finally going to click the Brick Break on the Zamazenta coming in. And luckily, I do actually end up getting it, as they go straight into their Zamazenta. Unfortunately, however, I think this might have been a roll, not sure, doesn't mega matter. It would have been great to get rid of this thing, but you know, shite happens. I just decide to stay in for another round of Brick Break, as they don't know that I'm Scarfed yet. On Weavile, they know I'm on Valiant, but on Weavile. So they go Mesprit, and they take another Brick Break, and I'm like, okay. And at this point, they know that I'm Scarfed on both Weavile and my Valiant, so now I can't really play around that being, you know, a big secret. So at this point, I go into a Hydravel because I don't want my Valiant or my English. I don't want my Weavile to get killed by U-turn, and don't want my Valiant getting killed by a Psychic move. So I go back into Hydravel, and once again they bring in Zapdos, and once again I'm going, you're not getting this healing. I'm going to click Earth Power. You can kill me, that's fine. You're in range of Valiant at this point. And Valiant at this point is actually looking really good. It's in a really good spot. They Hurricane, they miss. I Earth Power, they're immune. And I just Earth Power again. They Hurricane again, they miss again. I click Earth Power again, they're immune again. And their pressure. So at this point I'm actually starting to get nervous. They're going to miss enough Hurricanes to the point where I can't stop them clicking Roost. But they finally hit a Hurricane, taking out my Hydrapple, and I just go into good old Valiante. Right? Or do I go Weavile? I go Weavile and click Knockoff, because Weavile clicks Knockoff. Incredible, I know. Mainly because they don't have a switch in, right? I've nailed that Zamazenta with a Brick Break. It can't switch in on Knockoff. Zapdos dies to knock off. Cinderace gets 2 hits and I'm faster. Mesprit gets 2 hit and I'm faster. Actually, Mesprit probably gets 1 hit, but you know, who knows? So they sack off the Zapdos. And now I'm in a spot where I'm thinking, holy shit, I can maybe do this. Could I finally maybe possibly win? That would be very cool. As if I get chip on Cinderace, Valiant just sweeps with Moonblast, as long as Mesprit doesn't have a too strong psychic move. Psychic Noise, I would live. I would 2-shot it, and since I'm faster, it would die. That's how the speed works. You know, I had a long talk about the speed with the dog. Yes, speed stats in Pokemon, incredible, I know. So I was very happy. I was very relaxed, having a good old time. And they actually bring in the Cinderace, which I'm going, oh, that's great. I needed chip on the Cinderace. So I was thinking, do I want to sweep with my Weavile or my Valiant, which is safer, as I know that my Valiant lives a Pyro Ball. So I was considering switching out into that, but even if I end up doing that, I end up losing the endgame as Weavile doesn't one-shot the Cinderace. So after a little bit of thinking around, you know, using some of the time that I have, I finally go for the good old knockoff. Just hit it with a boop. Big damage, puts it in Moonblast range, and it's gonna kill me with a U-turn, bringing out their Mesprit. Uh-oh. 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 Oh no. 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 Nintendo Switch Online. Wahoo! So yeah, the game ended with a communication ended due to an error. A comunicación error. Which is, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that's unfortunate, isn't it? But me and Zomb talked it out afterwards, and we agreed that it would have ended as 2-0 in their favor, as they would have gone for knockoff that turn, which would have allowed Valiant to kill Mesprit, and then Zamazenta comes in the turn after and kills Valiant. Here's the interesting thing. I was one move slot away on Valiant from winning this game. And it's kind of painful, because if I had a Vacuum Wave on Valiant, I won this game. I Moonblast twice into Mesprit, I Vacuum Wave the Zamazenta, and then I do the same thing for the Cinderace, and I win. Which, you know, you could say that for a lot of matchups. Oh, if I had just done this, it would have been good, yes. But it's extra painful because I was looking through my team to find priority options, specifically for the Greninja going Battle Bond. And Vacuum Wave is a great one of those. It's a fantastic priority into Battle Bond Greninja. But I just didn't remember that Valiant got it, which is very unfortunate. But if we're gonna be on the positive side and be a happy little people, the fact that I was able to bring Zomb, an incredible player, this close with a team that I, 1, didn't make myself, 2, wasn't particularly comfortable with, and 3, it was my first Wi-Fi game ever. It was kind of new. I didn't have my trusty calculator with me because, you know, I was recording this with the old face cam, so all the calculating would have been done on my phone, and that's not very convenient. So I count like 2-3 things throughout the game. And all of those things considered, being able to bring it so close to where one different move slot would have won the game, I'm very proud of that. Like, on the good old season document, and on my record it's going to say I lost, but in my heart I won. And I honestly think that this was a great start to my season here in CDC Season 4 Victini Divisione. Now, on to next week, where I'm going to be using my new team, which I've, my actual team for the season, and we're going to be playing against someone whom I've never played. I've never really even spoken to, but I've heard great things from them. I've heard great things about them, yes. So that's gonna be fun. So I'll see you next time when we use our new team to destroy the Spin Doctor. Bye bye.